Konnichiwa, Uchiyamada there. Not really. Invisible Jiu-Jitsu, David Mosagao, wearing my Katsukiki, so I was speaking in Japanese. First of all, YouTube screwed us. They took away all our subscribers, so if you were subscribed, make sure you resubscribe. Don't let YouTube screw us. If you want to help us out, like, comment, and share. Make everyone else subscribe. Get us back to where we were. We're going to open the closed guard today. Dead simple, one for beginners. There's been a lot of talk on, does this work at the higher level, does it not? Personally, I like to stand, but I think this has a valid place in our arsenal. If you want to see standing stuff, I have a video up there. And if you want to see more on that, how to open things, we can go through that. Just leave a comment down below if that's something you want to see. From the knees, it's going to look like this. Point to the camera. So it's going to look something like that. Obviously, because I'm a lot bigger than Shiro, sometimes he might open. Even before I get to the end, there's a lot of pressure being created. So at every stage during this technique, there's many details that you need to pay attention to. Okay, there's a lot going on here. If we just come in a little bit closer to the camera so we can see. Okay, we're in close guard. First stage is I want to gain some control of his upper body. Okay, cameraman, am I in shot? Yeah, we're good? Okay, well, I want to gain control of his upper body. And I can just hold his collars here. But what you'll find is this will move around everywhere. He can start pushing on my hand and sitting up, things like this. He can start clearing that. So what I do to begin is I take a collar in each hand and I have my index finger floating. I pull and I pass to the index finger and thumb. Okay, so one collar is in 3 fingers, the other collar is between my index finger and thumb. And I take all of the slack out and I pass. Okay, and then if I want, I can take my finger out. Always with the palm. Okay, so my palm is here like I'm giving chest compressions, like he's had a heart attack. Okay, if I use my fist like I see some people, it brings the wrist into play, and you have to have an extremely strong wrist. It's much more stable to put the twist in the collar, make this S, and have your thumb in here. Your palm in here. So pull, pass, and if I want, I can take the thumb out. I don't have to, okay? Next, his upper body's controlled. My hand doesn't move around anywhere. If he sits up, I can punch him in the throat. He relaxes, I relax. I don't want to overcommit this arm, especially until I get control of his hips. Okay, so it's just nice elbow bend. All right, this is going to change depending on how long your arms are, how long his torso is, but you just don't want to be overcommitted. Okay, so I'm not going to be overextending here, and I'm not going to be really far down here because it won't stop him from sitting up. So find that sweet spot for you. I'm going to come back with my arm. I'm going to trace down the inside of his thigh, keeping my elbow in, and I'm going to find a grip on his pants that allows me to put my palm on his hip bone. Okay? Tighter his pants, the closer my grip is going to be to his hip bone. Looser the pants, the more I grip up high, and I'm able to push down. Okay? But if I stay with my head on the middle, he can pull this elbow out. So he reaches to my elbow, he flares it out, he starts to pull me down. So once my elbow is inside his thigh and I have my grip on his hip bone, I'm just going to lean, just a little gangster lean, just onto my elbow. So my head has come slightly off center, and I just open my knee up a little bit on that side. Okay? From here, we're ready to go. This is a very powerful grip. Even if he tries to swing for an armbar or anything, I'm stapling his hips into the ground. He's not able to move to get any angle for that armbar. You see how he had to just swing his leg around my head. So once I have this grip, I have control of him sitting up. Once I have this grip, I have control of his guard work. Okay? From here, I need to put this knee in his tailbone. It doesn't necessarily need to be touching his tailbone. That's not its function. It's not wedging into his tailbone. I mean, sometimes it is, but that's not necessarily why it's there. It's there so that I can turn my hips and I can get back, okay? So I can't just bring this one in first, because now my balance is dead close and he just gives me a little tilt with his knees and I fall over. So I have to open this knee first, and then my knee comes in, and then I grip both on the pants. And then I make my back round like a cat, like a scared cat. And then we pop. From here, I like to come up to combat base, ready to dominate this, stop him from reclosing, okay? If we just turn and put the head down like the angle of the camera, you'll be able to see what's going on with the lean a little bit better. So, I control and I pass. Do you see how I have one finger inside, finger and thumb? If Shiro puts his head down, yeah, so the camera can see. 3 fingers on the other side. Sometimes I'll take it out, sometimes I won't even bother, okay? Sometimes I'll just hold like this. And then I'm gonna find the inside of his pants. From here, I just drop and lean on that elbow. If he tries to pull this elbow out now, he's just pulling the hand harder into his hip, all right? The hand on the hip is not down, it's down and across, as if I'm trying to swipe, okay? Swipe his hips away. What will happen sometimes when I have this, if he tries to put his foot on my hip and he tries to angle for an armbar, the other way, yeah, I end up actually pushing his hips even further away from me. That's what I mean by this sweep, okay? So he should never be able to get in on that armbar, okay? So, feed, trace, drop. And then I open, and then the knee comes in. It's very important that his hips never leave the ground, okay? I don't want him to be able to come up on top of my thigh where he can take pressure off his ankles. Hand comes in. Usually I like to leave my elbow inside his leg as well, but sometimes you just can't get it. So if I'm quick, it's not so bad, okay? Obviously I don't want to spend too long here like this. It is what it is. Okay, let's come back. Angle. So, detail here. Take the slack out. Feed 2 into 1. And now I have the palm. This palm on his hip bone, and I'm dropping my weight on it. It's very uncomfortable. Okay? From here, I open, and notice my head does not come forward over my hands. You must not do that. That's where people go wrong. In any closed guard situation, they go wrong when the head comes above the hands and he brings me in. It puts all my weight through my wrists, I get wrist locked, or I get knocked down. So I must stay back, okay? And now I'm not using my knee as a wedge, I'm stapling his hips to the ground, okay? If you're shorter, your knee might not be contacting his tailbone. And then you do the scared cat. Up and out, not down the middle, okay? So, we just come this way now, a little bit of space between us and the camera. This is a nice one if you are built really, really big. You know, you're not in danger of being triangled, you're not in danger of being armbarred, even if you screw up because of your body type, okay? If you're long and lanky like me, I tend to stand up, but this one can work very nicely. If you're a lot shorter than your opponent, you might struggle with this one. And that's where you might start to try this, and you just like, it's not working, and then you can go to the log splitter, okay? With Shiro here, I'm gonna find the log splitter hard to demonstrate because I'm so much taller than he is, but you know, you pop up and put this knee down the middle here. Usually it comes through. With me, it just won't. And then you use the log splitter to open up. I think John Thomas had a nice video where he went through that. JT Torres as well, I think, has a good one on YouTube, so go look for those. But that's how we open guard. As a beginner, as a white belt, it's going to take you so far, and then you're going to be able to make the decision. Do you think it works at the higher level? Do you not? Okay, do you? I don't know. Comment below. Personally, for me, I like to stand, but I put a lot of work into standing up. Standing up is one of those ones where you're going to fail a lot, you're going to get swept a lot, but once it's working, I found it very, very secure. This one, I know a lot of guys in Brazil have a lot of success with this when they're built like 100 kilos like a barrel, okay, because you know, you're not getting submitted from God. Hope you enjoyed the video. Again, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you were subscribed, resubscribe. Thanks YouTube, we'll see you again.